pregame show.
Hello and welcome. Glad you could join us here on Tuesday.
Tell them sit down.
We've got NBA basketball. And Brent, with the grind of the season really upon us, we're about halfway through. Is this the point where the bench helps a team be better, be a bigger factor in going forward from this point?
Yeah, there's no doubt about that, Kevin. It's a great point that the depth of your team at this point in the year is something where coaches who feel confident about being a contending team, that they know they can rely on these guys to come in and bring the juice every night competitively.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. Taking a look at the Nuggets. Down low, it's Millsap and Jokic. Murray out there with Nelson, and it's Chandler in at the 3 spot. Parker with the steal. Here's Aldridge. Parker. And Parker stays with it. Parker's got the opening field goal of the game for the Spurs.
And maybe a deep breath moment for them. They're now 1 for 4 to start the game.
Passes it to Murray. Jokic high post. Chandler outside. Jokic with his screen on Leonard. Here's Chandler, and it's sent back by Aldridge. Here's Parker. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. And Tony Parker in the 2017 season with the lowest minutes per game average in his career. He was playing so well in the playoffs. I mean, historically well. Then, Greg, as we know, the quad injury in the playoffs.
Yeah, and it's pretty clear that 15-year run he's had as a starter, that window is rapidly closing, but still effective, just no longer the focal point that he once was.
Millsap a screen. Jokic sets the screen for Chandler. Jumper off the screen. Again, the miss by Chandler.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Well, it's like Thanksgiving out there, carving out space off the screen. Just couldn't complete the play.
Let's send it out to David Aldridge, who caught up with head coach Mike Malone. David?
Well, Kevin, they're going to keep it simple tonight. He wants to run everything through the low post. He told me, physically, we're the stronger team, and we need to use that strength to our benefit. Back to you.
Thank you, David. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. First 1:30 gone here in the first quarter. Jokic with the steal. The shot by Chandler, wide open. The basket good off the assist from Nelson.
Hard to leave any NBA player that wide open from that distance.
Parker, and it's sent back by Jokic.
Deceptive reach from Jokic there, swatting that shot away, using those long arms.
Took him no time at all on that one. Nelson's got his first bucket of the night.
Great awareness. No reason to take it inside there against the taller man.
Yeah, most analytics will tell you that the mid-range jumper is not an efficient shot, but you see how effective with guys like that it can be.
And not the prototype power forward, but he has tremendous athletic ability.
Well, the Spurs system hasn't changed through the years, but certainly some things being more emphasized than others. You had the post attack, certainly with Tim Duncan and David Robinson, and then it shifted to the drive and kick style with Manu and Tony Parker. And now they're back to playing the mid-range game with Kawhi Leonard and LaMarcus Aldridge.
Here's Leonard. No good that time. Nice D from Chandler. The Nuggets have gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. And there's the call on Ginobili. That is his first foul of the game. A different look now for San Antonio. Laverne, he's checked in for Gasol. Green comes in for Manu Ginobili. And it's Mills in for Tony Parker. Fareed's checked in for the Nuggets. Gary Harris comes in for Jamal Murray. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. And in the past, there's been a distaste for isolation basketball in the Spurs organization. But we're seeing more iso ball running through Kawhi and Aldridge.
Well, they do a great job of passing out of the post, and mainly that's the reason why they use it. Force teams to come down as the ball gets closer to the rim and commit several defenders, and then the spacing takes over on the weak side. So they still utilize a pass-first style, and the isolation kind of sets up opportunities on the weak side. Well, he's like a carpenter out there, great floor awareness, zipping the ball over to his teammates with ease.
Fareed the pass to Nelson. Now here's Jokic. Good ball movement here by the Nuggets. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Millsap.
And checking out some numbers here for Harris. How's the last month of basketball been for him? Averaging about 11 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And guys, no question, he's a guy with some talent. But honestly, even he'd like to see those numbers improve.
From all the whispers that we've heard, he's been working hard on his game. It just has not showed up yet in the box score.
Denver's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Nelson left side, and Patrick Mills gets that whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Nelson from outside. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Well, don't get surprised by that burst from Plumlee. He crashes in for the rebound, has the athleticism, and finishes with authority.
Knocked loose. In transition, here come the Spurs. Green with the ball. Millsap with it. He had 25 points in the win against Boston.
And he passed the ball so well in that game, keeping everybody involved, even as he was racking up all those points.
But Millsap completely fools the defense there and gets hit as a result on the shot.
And a name that a lot of NBA teams were in on this past offseason was Paul Millsap. His ability to shoot from outside and play in the post was wanted all over the league, and the Nuggets were the team ultimately that was able to land it.
San Antonio making a switch here. Murray's checked in, and the Nuggets making a change here. Lyles checked in. There's the pick. Gay with it. Lyles there. Gay misses. Here's the Nuggets now with the ball. They're on a 14-6 run. And Patrick Mills gets that whistle that time. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus. We'll go to the line to shoot 2. The Nuggets shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. Both free throws good for Nelson. Now here's Mills. He's tightly guarded. A beautiful reverse layup. Mills has got his second bucket of the night.
Anderson has great vision as a point forward. Exceptional court awareness.
The offense coming free and easy as we wrap up the first quarter. Nuggets ahead. They lead by 4. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. The Nuggets leading by 4. So on the floor for Denver. Harris and Hernangomez outside of the 2 and the 3. Lyles out there with Plumlee. And it's Nelson in at the point guard position. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. Laverne's got the opening field goal of the second quarter for the Spurs. There's the pass to Hernangomez. Here's Lyles. Laverne with the steal. Oh, and here comes Anderson all alone. That ties it up.
Anderson he excels when he plays in the open court like that and has a chance to make a good decision.
Well, one reason the Nuggets have the success they do on the offensive end is that this team is loaded with passers.
Yeah, and amazing that their best passer is their center in Jokic. That encourages so many guys, Kevin, to have energy to move without the basketball. Cut, get an opening, and all of a sudden the ball is in your hands. That unselfish play helped this Nugget team be one of the more devastating offensive rosters in the league.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. Pau Gasol has checked in for Laverne. Davis Bertans comes in for Rudy Gay. And Parker subbed in for Patty Mills. Now here's Murray. In the game against Boston, very impressive. Just 5 on the clock. From deep. Rebound by Parker.
And truth is, though he misses that one, it's a shot he normally makes.
Yeah, he has that kind of range, but maybe not that time the best judgment.
It's close, but, didn't get on balance quick enough.
San Antonio making a switch here. Leonard's checked in. Tries from 7. And it falls over the rim and in. Leonard's got his first bucket in this one.
Nice pass there to set that basket up.
Now here's Murray, covered by Parker. And that's a foul called on Davis Bertans. That is his first foul of the game. Manu Ginobili, he's checked in for the Spurs. And Denver also making a switch. Jokic is checked in. Murray, good.
You gotta love when Murray gets into a groove. An astonishingly good score from pretty much anywhere.
Urginus, another one falls for San Antonio.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
Murray kicks to Jokic. And the rejection by Leonard. And Ginobili, here we go. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. When a powerful athlete, Brent, like LeBron James steamrolls his way to the rim, it's so difficult and so much stress on that defense. But who are some of the smaller slashers in the league that can have just as big an effect?
A couple of guys I think about, Kevin, is Otto Porter in Washington, Thad Young in Indiana, and Trevor Ariza in Houston. Although he likes to shoot threes, still a good slasher. Most of these guys, Kevin, play with guys who have the ball a ton. Wall and Beal in Washington, Teague and Paul George. So to be a creative scorer, if you're not shooting threes, you've got to find angles and opportunities as a slasher to put points on the board. Those guys do a pretty good job of it.
And the call will be against Tony Parker. That is his first foul of the game.
And now only 1 away from being in the penalty.
And the Spurs with some changes. Aldridge comes in for Pau Gasol. And it's Green in for Manu Ginobili. And a switcher also for Denver. Kenneth Faried's checked in for Trey Lyons. Now here is Harris. He's got 5 from outside the arc. And they will call over the back on the play.
And trying to be the first one to get his hands on the miss. Instead, he's called for over the back.
Tough foul. He's trying to make something happen right there, and he gets a bit out of control, and the referee's right on spot.
Paul Millsap's checked in for Denver.
Yeah, the assist by Parker, just brilliant. Really seeing his teammates out there.
The Nuggets trail by 6. Murray kicks to Millsap. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Nuggets will retain possession. A chance here to assess what parts of the floor the attempts have been coming from as we look at the shot chart for San Antonio.
And this is the #1 ranked team in the conference, and for good reason. You can see the way they utilize a variety of areas of the floor for their scoring, and it's a well-designed recipe that they rely on. For all the other defenses out there, make note of this shot chart. And this has really become a struggle for them. Their shots aren't dropping, and it's reflected on the scoreboard. They need to put everything they have into getting high percentage shots.
Here's Murray following the bucket by the Spurs. Parker with the steal. There's Ennis, the pass to Leonard. Now the dish to Parker. And count it, and a chance for one more at the free throw line.
And that's the type of finisher he is. Aldridge takes the contact, but still has the strength and touch to drain the shot. We'll see if he can add to it there at the line.
LaMarcus Aldridge standing 6'11", tall for the power forward position.
He's got the size advantage on most defenders and a devastating ability to shoot a turnaround jumper, especially over the left shoulder from the mid-range. So a great and capable scorer.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Laverne, he's checked in for Leonard. Gay comes in for Davis Bertans. And it's Mills in for Parker. Nelson dishes to Millsap. And they get it. Good. And a nice assist from Nelson. Nelson's got 5 assists tonight.
Once Millsap gets the ball in the mid-range area, it's usually a good thing.
Aldridge got it. And he's now 3 for 5 from the field.
Well, the game's 4 quarters, and after a tough first half, he's found his rhythm in the second.
Nelson kicks to Plumlee. Screen by Fareed. Plumlee, the pass to Millsap, and the layup's good off the glass. Millsap's got 4 points this quarter.
Millsap exerting his will on the post that time, coming away with 2.
There's a good screen. Here's Aldridge, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It goes on Kenneth Fareed.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
The Spurs have been good at the line so far, 5 of 5.
Second player taken in the 2006 NBA draft, Aldridge has been an all-star multiple times and one of the game's most prolific scorers over the past decade.
And he makes both free throws.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
Nelson outside. Fareed outside. Plumlee with the screen. And Fareed kicks to Millsap. Over Gay. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. LaMarcus Aldridge has been on display for the San Antonio. Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime
Hey, y'all,
Show.
welcome back. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith. A pretty close game for the Spurs throughout the first quarter. They did jump out to a lead in the opening period, but 4 points was the biggest it got. They're in a terrific position now thanks to their flawless execution in the second quarter. Some excellent work. And that wraps up the halftime show, third quarter.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about. And it's the Nuggets with the ball. 11-point game. Their last game, a win against Boston, looking to carry it into this one.
And I know the defense wasn't great, but yet and still, their ability to stay composed was impressive.
Well, it led to a big scoring effort, taking advantage of every weakness. So any possession the defense wasn't aggressive on, they were on the offensive end.
Aldridge is at the 4 with Gasol at the 5. Manu is at the 2 with Leonard playing the 3. And it's Parker in at the 1 spot. That's the San Antonio 5. Leonard brings the double team. Leonard with the steal.
Wow, you watched the defender, and it looked like he knew that was coming. He made a quick play on it to intercept the ball in the passing lane.
And nicely done, running the floor well, then attacking the rim.
The exclamation point in transition with the high percentage finish.
Now Millsap. He's got 7. Chandler kicks to Millsap. From down in the low post, it goes. Millsap's got 9.
Coach Greg Popovich last season passed Jerry Sloan for the most wins with a single team. Of course, Jerry Sloan with the Utah Jazz. You might not know this, but the Spurs modeled themselves very much after the Utah Jazz system behind Stockton, Malone, and Sloan staying there for the amount of time that he did. That role model of consistency and sustained success and accountability has certainly worked in this small market in San Antonio.
And a moment to see numbers for Paul Millsap. He's putting up about 17 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists. Just solid all-around performances we've been seeing from him, delivering night in and night out.
And I like it when stars do exactly that. It's not just about scoring 50 or 40 or 30. It's about making plays consistently.
And the Spurs are now seen as that model franchise. Brent, so interesting to hear who they tried to emulate.
Easy to see a lot of comparisons between the precision and the toughness and the bond between not only the coach and the players, but the team and the community, the way that it happened in Utah for the Jazz. And Coach Pop talks a lot about those connections that Jerry Sloan had between John Stockton and Karl Malone. It's something he's always admired and brought to the San Antonio way.
Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for the Spurs. Miles checked in for the Nuggets. Gary Harris, he's checked in for the Nuggets. San Antonio leading by 10. Here's Parker. Rebound by Murray.
Well, the D did their job there. Excellent contest to alter the close ranger.
And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Jokic sets the screen for Harris. Over Ginobili, rejected by Gasol.
Gasol did not stop moving his hands there, especially as the shot was going up. Always going to be right there to send anything back if it's close.
The Nuggets trail by 12. Here's Murray. He has 5. They set the screen. Some nice ball movement by the Nuggets. Chandler kicks to Jokic. Lock at 6. Jokic with the screen on Parker. Murray, no good.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down.
There's tremendous balance with this Nugget basketball team, especially on the offensive end. You can have a lot of players in their rotation carrying the scoring load and a lot of different playmakers that are out there on their roster.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Bertans, he's checked in for Leonard. Green comes in for Manu Ginobili. And it's Mills in for Parker. And Denver also making a switch. Hernan Gomez is checked in. Now here is Harris. He's been a reliable scorer for him as he's averaging up over 13 points a game. Brent, as you said, the Nuggets have a balanced roster. And from that, a balanced scoring attack.
Well, a lot of the guys on this Nuggets roster can score some points. So having players at every position who can get you a bucket, that can lead to some great offensive success.
And you got to give him credit there. Great effort to contest that shot.
Well, I love the fact that they put the security system on their house, protecting the paint there.
So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. The Nuggets have shot 75% at the line tonight, going 3 for 4. Brent, coming down the stretch of a tie game, some coaches like to substitute for offense and defense. Others don't. What would be your preference if you were coaching?
I think the idea has to totally do with matchups, Kevin. You're looking out on the floor. If all of a sudden the guy you want with the ball has a mismatch or an advantage, I'm going to stay away from any sort of timeout to give a coach 60 seconds to talk about something that he could probably shut down. I might not be able to be as creative as what's just happened in the flow of the game, and I'll trust my player to make the right play for me at that time.
Now here's Chandler. He's making his presence felt offensively with his scoring average up there at almost 13 points a game. Spurs leading by 8. Mills dishes to Laverne. Pass to Bertans. He feeds it to Murray. To the inside from short range, and the bank shot is good. Bertans got 6.
And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
Yeah, when your opponent's down and frustrated, this is when you could turn it up.
Murray, good.
Their three-point percentage has taken a big leap here in this second half.
And it's in there. Bertans got 4 this quarter.
Well, this is something he's working on. A good natural leader from the point guard position wants to help out by becoming a better facilitator.
Fareed the pass to Plumlee. For the 3, Chandler. And again, Denver with the triple.
Yeah, these defenders had better start closing down on shooter.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Here's Bertans. Second shot opportunity, and Fareed sends it back.
And the swat by Fareed was vicious, stalking his prey.
And guys, isn't it great to see a player who works that hard on the glass at both ends?
Well said, G. That's the way he has built, his reputation. Grinding away, 100% effort all the time.
And then uses his explosiveness once he's gathered the rebound to throw it down.
And the free throw, no good. Nelson, no one around him. Good, and Harris gets the assist. He's got 7.
And you can see the play calling this half. Another one from distance.
Yeah, no question. It looks like they've rented out room along the perimeter in this ball game, and they're likely to keep doing this until the defense makes an adjustment.
And a great show through 3 quarters as we enter the 4th. Who will carry the day? Spurs lead by 5. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. A chance now to hear Greg Popovich talking to his team just moments ago.
Down the stretch now. No fouls. We're in attack mode. Quick decisions, attack, attack. At the other end, everybody's rebounding. It's the most important thing, and get it out of there.
And Greg Popovich asking for intelligent aggression. This is where this type of team tends to shine.
Yeah, it's a higher level of play. Every team in the league strives for it. Only a few actually make it happen.
Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the 4th quarter. A terrific game so far. And Denver will start the 4th quarter with. We've got Plumlee, Paul Millsap out there with Kenneth Faried. Then there's Harris. And it's Nelson in at the 1. For the 3. Nelson with another miss. Spurs leading by 5. Here's Aldridge. And Laverne gets the whistle that time. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. A different look now for San Antonio. Leonard, he's checked in for Laverne. Ginobili comes in for DeJounte Murray. And Parker's subbed in for Patty Mills. And the call will be against Tony Parker. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
And that's number 4. Definitely something to keep track of as we move forward.
Jokic has checked in for Mason Plumlee. And the call will be against Tony Parker. That's his 5th foul.
And it's clear he's been a little out of control here tonight. The refs clearly have their eyes on him. And that's number 5.
And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Parker. Nelson against Parker. Got a piece of it. Parker with the steal. And the Spurs pushing it up now. Here's Leonard, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And finally, someone scores.
Yeah, the buckets have been few and far between, and neither team able to get into any sort of offensive rhythm.
Nelson against Parker. And the call will be against Tony Parker. That's it for him. He's fouled out of the game.
And he has to take that long, slow walk back to the bench here. He'll watch the rest of this one from the sideline.
White, he's checked in for Parker. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That's his 1st foul.
Yeah, clearly struggling here with the foul. Still early. And just one more will put him over the limit.
And here's Millsap from the arc. The offensive rebound. Shoots the 3. And another miss by Denver.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion. And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
The Nuggets trail by 7. Nelson outside. Millsap misses.
He seems to be forcing just a little bit out there. He needs to play a little calmer, a little smarter, a little bit more poise if they're going to win this one. I really like the awareness, noticing that he's got the mismatch, and then he just used his size as his advantage on the layup.
Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. The basket good off the assist from Nelson. Nelson's got his 7th assist here tonight. Gasol kicks to Ginobili. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Gay dishes to Leonard. Back to Gay. Aldridge drives in. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. And the Spurs lead by 9.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Nelson, the pass to Faried. Millsap against Leonard. Fires from 14, and the shot falls short this time.
And the defense is just not very aggressive. Definitely fortunate that the mid-range jumper did not find the bottom of the net that time.
Gasol no good.
Now, those are the kind of shots you like him taking. Even though he missed it, the offense will take those.
Millsap has the open look. Good on the three-point shot. Millsap's got 5 points in the quarter.
Stretch fours are valued commodities. Millsap has become a consistent threat from there.
Aldridge kicks to Gay. Here's Gasol, and finished off by Gasol.
Flying high and throwing it down with the one-hand.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. They're behind by 8. 1:52 left in the fourth quarter. And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Tony Parker.
And the way he's made his mark with his work inside, he's just been a slasher tonight. Always moving, getting to the basket at will, and just seemingly taking advantage of a D that was reluctant to get in his way.
The better he played, the more these fans got revved up. And that continued to play out over the course of his amazing performance. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, Mike Malone had some words for his team during the break. He is not happy with the turnovers. He said, we have got to get some shots. It's as simple as that, guys. Play smart and value the basketball. We'll see if the message sunk in, Kevin.
Here's Millsap. And another miss by Denver.
And that's really a function of the offense not working as it should.
Yeah, maybe lazy play calling or just going through the motions on that possession. This often leads to a bad shot. So good at picking his spots. He always knows exactly what the team needs from him offensively. That's why they hold the lead.
And so only one team answered the bell tonight, guys. Not a monster blowout by any means, but still a double-digit victory for the Spurs.
I think the attitude was very impressive. Definitely a competitive game, and they fought through it each step of the way.
Absolutely. They put on a tremendous performance in terms of the effort and intensity. This was a well-deserved win.
And on the year now, tonight's impending victory will push their win total to 47.
And continued dominance against this team, winning both of their matchups this season.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Aldridge.
Well, he could not be stopped on offense. Super efficient tonight. There wasn't a lot the defense could do.
Big group substitution here for Denver. Lyles checked in for Jokic. Hernan Gomez comes in for Paul Millsap. Malik Beasley, he's checked in for Murray. And it's Mudiay in for Nelson. Chandler, no good.
And extending the D there, putting a lot of pressure on the shooter.
I think coaches right here are always talking about the extra pass. And a contested three is not your objective. One more, maybe.
Now here's Mudiay, covered by Mills. They set the pick. Beasley for three. It's hauled in by LaMarcus Aldridge. The baseline J. Not going to go that time. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. Some good moments throughout this one, but they have the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they executed on both ends of the floor, completely under control for the vast majority of the game. And whenever there was a misstep, they just didn't allow it to